Now, we are still in very uncertain times, and a number of investment advisors are cautioning us to take a conservative approach towards investment. Now, government securities and real estate tend to be the desirable options. Our entrepreneur today talks about what you need to know when getting into real estate.
Well, my name's Clive Kefford. I'm the CEO of Jacana Limited and ProAfco Developments Limited. And this is the development we've just completed in Uganda called Jacana Heights on top of Konge Hill. The first development project I did was actually in Bulgaria in Eastern Europe, and I was building again luxury apartments, this time for holidaymakers on the Black Sea coast. But I've also had developments, property investments in France, the US, and developments in the UK. The property market is always comes in waves, so it's very easy to make money when you're on an up wave. It's not so easy for people when things are static or things are going down. So what tends to happen is a lot of people jump in when the times are good, and then they get shaken out when the times are bad. And the problem is that the banks tend to exacerbate this problem, because the banks will lend money to anyone while property prices are going up. And they always seem to forget that that will come to an end, and then everyone loses a lot of money. So you have to plan carefully, and I think the secret to avoiding that problem is not to gear up too highly, not to borrow too much money. So there's very little money borrowed from the bank to construct this project. That's been funded nearly all from so far from my UK developments. I love property development because I love the creativity of it, and I've in some form or another I've been in it since I was really very young. My father used to build houses, and I used to work on his building sites from the age of about 12, and doing labouring work, and he used to work out what I had done during the day and how long it would have taken one of his experienced workers to do, how many hours that would have taken them, and then he paid me according to that. So right from the age of 12, I've been in the business. This project is unique. This was designed really with diaspora buyers in mind. We felt that people who were used to living in Europe or in North America, who wanted to come back here, they wanted to live in the same sort of housing, same standard of housing, and we've provided that for them. But of course we're also finding local buyers also enjoy that kind of taste as well, particularly people who have travelled around the globe a lot. Sure, if you're looking as an investor purely, then there's two things you look at. You look at the rental returns, and then you look at the potential for capital increased in value. And you can if you have a mixed portfolio, if you're lucky enough to own a few properties, you want a mixture of the two. The attraction of Uganda, certainly compared to Europe, is that the rental returns are very, very high, and we would expect rental returns in double figures on some of these properties here at Jacana Heights, which is phenomenal for a UK investor or a North American investor for property. It's a different market here, and people expect higher returns because interest rates are higher. But the other side is the capital appreciation, and I think really we've got a trump card here, because we're in an area which is it's an affluent area for sure in Buziga, but it's Konge is developing with huge help from the infrastructure which is being finished at the moment. The Kuli Road, for example, the southern bypass, the tarmacking of the suburban roads. So with those in mind, development comes. shopping malls, restaurants, and that pushes prices up further. So as a long-term investor, you're bound to gain from that. I think for an investor, you want to primarily ensure you're buying quality and something which is going to last. Property is a fantastic investment for long term because it's always going to retain its value. There may be ups and downs, but long term it's always going to increase because people always want somewhere to buy. So yes, make sure that the property you're buying is going to be built to last and so it's got to be built to a high standard and maintained properly as well. That's the first thing. Some of the others I've mentioned, look at the rental returns. That's important. Compare the figures that you would receive as income, less expenses compared to the price you're paying.
Now, I'd like to think that you, like me, design a vision board. Today we speak to a business counselor who helps give us insight on how to get your vision off the board.
I would want to advise you on how you can go about keeping your New Year resolutions. Many of us come up with New Year resolutions each year. Unfortunately, more than half of all the resolutions that we make are broken within the first 2 months of the year. So how do we go about ensuring that the resolutions that we make are able to be kept? Number one, it's important that you outline them and write them down. The resolution that's not written down will be soon forgotten or changed at will. So it's very, very important that your resolution is written down. Number two, you have to be realistic. Don't keep recycling resolutions that you fail to meet. First, understand whether you have the capacity to meet them now. If you cannot meet a resolution, it's okay. Pick one that you can realistically achieve. The other thing is you need to track progress. You can't just make a resolution and then you forget about it until the end of the year. You have to track progress. What have you achieved? What haven't you achieved? What do you need to change? Do you need to revise the resolution or not? The other point is you need not beat yourself if you do not achieve a resolution. All of us are unable to achieve things for one reason or another. So if you don't achieve a resolution, do not beat yourself. But that does not mean that you should accept to not meet all the resolutions. Please make sure that you meet at least 30% of everything that you've listed. Finally, it's important that you talk about your resolutions. Your resolutions must be known by people so that they hold you accountable. If it's only you who knows what you've resolved to do, then chances are if you don't meet them, no one will hold you to account. So it's important that you talk about your resolutions to ensure that you meet them.
The COVID-19 pandemic has influenced a lot of online interactions. Today we see a number of conferences and business fora happening online rather than physical.
Now, beyond that, we are seeing quite a number of young people also taking advantage of this new reality. Of course, many of these activities are enabled by applications. And today, we're picking the mind of one of those developers who is comfortably sitting in this space.
My name is Innocent Olichiza, the CEO and founder of Cassava Technologies. Cassava Technologies is a company that is locally registered in Uganda. It's a technology company that is building digital solutions for transport sector. One of our flagship solutions is a digital ticketing and payment system for buses, trains and ferries. And we have piloted this system on most of the intercity buses in Uganda. So far we have 4 clients in the bus sector, and we have the commuter train that is operated by Uganda Railways Corporation. So we are aiming at making seamless mobility a reality in Africa by bringing in state-of-the-art solutions for ticketing and payment. So our system is used by transport operators, for example the buses. The buses use our point-of-sale terminal. We have built an application system that runs in here. They can use the machine to issue tickets and print them out. What does that mean? That means every sale of a ticket that is made is recorded, and we have digital data here. Yeah. Then we have another part for the passengers. The passengers can go online, go on our website and book any ticket. They can also download our app, which is called Cassava Go app, and use the app to book their tickets. So some of the benefits of our system is that it gives you a digital track of your business. You can use this information, for example, to go and apply for loans in the bank. You can use this information for your planning of the business, how you want to scale it up. But also on the passenger side, they can pay online using mobile money, and this makes life convenient. They can easily book tickets without moving from their comfort. So in case of the operators who use our system, every ticket that is sold goes through a payment terminal. It goes through a POS machine, as you can see. All the records, transaction records for tickets sold and payments made go through the machine. They have access to this information for their informed decision making within their company. It also minimizes the leakages. It plugs the income leakages from manual processes. We are building these solutions to help decongest Kampala. And if I give you an example, if you're a passenger that wants to go and reserve your bus ticket, you don't have to go downtown. You just go online, use the app or the website, buy and pay for your tickets online. This would save you money from running around just to book a ticket. They actually have the ability to pay using mobile money, so they can avoid hard cash. In the past 3 years, we've been building a digital solution which actually works on top of the internet. We need data for the solution to work. However, we've seen the challenges of poor connectivity in some areas, especially remote districts, and that has made us think out of the box and built an offline solution. Our system can work without network. It works offline. Yeah, so we have a highly skilled technical team that is very passionate about public transport. Of course, these people have the ICT background and they have the understanding of the local transport sector. However much we are working in an informal sector, our team is always having the energy to go and keep pushing. We have faced the challenge of low internet penetration. For most of our passengers don't have smartphones. They don't have data to book tickets online. But some of these, we believe the situation will be better and better as the internet and smartphone penetration rate increases in the country. In case of passengers who don't have smartphones or who don't have access to the internet, we have a call center. They can call our number 0786 100 500. We assist them to book tickets and send them a message with a ticket ID. And we are actually planning to work with the telcos, especially Airtel, to integrate a USSD application for this reservation process.
Now that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Indeed, we don't take that for granted, especially at this time when the economy is open. And our word, our message to you is to take advantage of the new opportunities that are coming up. And on this show, we're committing to share with you information and education on some of the areas where these opportunities can be seized. I've been your host, Charles Woji.
And I, Shumim K. Matovu.
Until next time, have a good evening and God bless.